very good afternoon to everyone and welcome to UBSM International Education, a series of talk channel. Now this channel is our University Bookstore Malaysia public education program where we highlight topics and issues that matters with the international education and academic community. Okay. I'd like to share the slide for today's event. Let me share the slide. Okay, so today's topic is Artificial Intelligence Schools, Kiple for your Education Hub. Now this event is brought to you by University Bookstore Malaysia and Kiple. Kiple is a division and a company of a very big Malaysian technology company, Green Packet. All right, Green Packet is into many advanced tech business using artificial intelligence and technology, and it has a really wide global network and partnership. They have a lot of global partnerships, including Tencent, the global giant and the owner of WeChat, and they're into cloud computing, e-banking, and many other really cool stuff. Now in this session, we will share about digitizing a school in this new normal and also returning to a safer and secure school. All right. Now, our presenter, Jin Wong, will cover three main topics, and these topics are always the main concern for education institutions. In fact, many have brought up this request to us, and we have finally found the right partner and the authoritative partner to speak on this issue. Okay. Now, the first topic that Jin will cover is a safer school, where Jin will share about the benefits of using the Kiple thermal scanner with a built-in software to take school attendance via facial recognition. And theirs is a bit special in the sense that they even have the capability of taking the face, scanning the face, even though one is wearing mask. In fact, the scanner would actually tell you to wear a mask if you're not wearing a mask. But I won't steal her thunder. I'll let her share more later. Then after this talk, we will send you a form, or probably the admin staff will share the link to the form in the group chat over here, so that you can download the form and apply for a free hardware scanner. All right. Now this project is under a joint CSR project and a program between University Bookstore and Kiple. I do know that some of the owners just called me and told me that, hey, I actually paid a lot of money for the hardware, and some has paid quite substantially for the hardware. But then the thing is that we have just decided just last week with Mike Lee, the Chief Operating Officer of Kiple Life, and with the group boss, the CEO and founder and group head, Mr. Sisi Puan, the HQ Green Packet owner, to come up with an effort to help the schools fast track into this digital education realm. Now the thing is that this system has been implemented very successfully in the universities, and we have decided to work together to help fast track our schools as well into doing more things that is IT based and AI based. Okay. Then the second topic we'll talk about is mainly being how to be a cashless school with facial recognition payment and stuff like that. Now the thing is that earlier, I think last month, we did a talk about how long the COVID will stay on your hands, on your garment, on your books, on anything that you touch. So the more that we do contactless, the better it is. In fact, like those days, many companies, you scan your thumbprint to get into the office, but now not anymore because it's contact again and people touching things and stuff like that. There is a chance of contacting with a possible virus and so on. So now what we're going to do is that we're going to go contactless. Okay, without taking more time, I will actually introduce Mr. Mike Lee, our CEO of Kiple Life, and our co-sponsor, to share a few words. Over to you, Mike.
Hey, thanks, Keith. Hi everyone, my name is Mike. I'm representing Kiple today. So as what Keith mentioned earlier, we are one of the subsidiary company to Green Packet Berhad. And Green Packet itself, we are very technology focused company. So what we do is that we actually provide a lot of different solutions for different use cases surrounding whether on payment, whether on property technology, and of course, you know, our key stronghold is basically on the artificial intelligence, venturing into face recognition, license plate recognition, and so on and so forth. So first of all, I would like to thank Keith, for selecting us as the technology partner in this so-called meaningful, digitization of school CSR program. And as the technology partner, what we do is that we actually provide a solution called Kiple School, which is combining 4 different types of technologies into a single platform. That includes, of course, AI, artificial intelligence, face recognition, thermal scanning that detects the body temperature, and last but not least will be the digital payment or e-payment in this case. So what we do is that in this Kiple School solution, it provides an end-to-end digital experience for all the stakeholders within the school environment, from the students to the teachers to the merchants or people that is operating within the school compound itself. That includes the school management and also the admins, even the parents who are the children that are studying in that particular school itself. All that experience itself, we're going to put all that digital experience into a single platform, whether access it from the apps itself or from the portal itself, depending on the use of the stakeholders in this case. And because of the recent, our MCO has come back again. Now we are in CMCO condition, and temperature taking and contact tracing is definitely very crucial, and especially for education sectors where we want to help to provide a safer place for our next generation to learn and to study. So give example of, from a student perspective, if a student having this solution in the school itself, what it means is that the experience for the student, it can start from the attendance. So as when the students walk into the school, stand in front of the device itself, you get to actually measure the body temperature, and at the same time, you will get to also detect the face. From the face that has registered in the system itself, that becomes the digital attendance. So that is number one, digital attendance with the body temperature, and all this will be automatically and digitally recorded into the system, so that is the school operations of taking down the students' body temperature, whether they're attending the school, what time they're in, and so on and so forth. So that is the first part of it. And of course, on top of the attendance taking and body temperature taking, the beauty part of this solution is that it comes with the cashless solutions, where the school, or we can actually help or assist the school to actually convert all the purchases or transactions within the school itself to become a cashless. So what it means is, from canteen, from bookstores, from the marts, all that operations now can be into a cashless, and that will help to reduce physical cash handling. That's the number one. And by reducing that cash handling, which means that it can reduce the social distancing and reduce the physical contact in this case, right? So that is the cashless part that later on Jean will help us to give a bit more explanation on that part. And talking about cashless, that how it helps is that one of the method is the parents now can actually do pre-ordering from the system in terms of the meal ordering. And with that, they can also, the parents can pay the payment via the apps itself or the portal itself. And that, with that, then the students can actually go to the canteen to collect their food, without so-called, we call it a contactless system. Contactless system means that, the children now do not need to pay via cash or use any card to flash if there's any. Now, all those things can be handled by the system itself, all right? So Yeah, with that, so hopefully our solution together with UBSM, we're able to provide a better and a safer school environment for our next generation. All right, so yeah, that's all for me today. Maybe I want to pass it back to Keith.
Yeah. Hi, Mike. Thanks so much for sharing. It's amazing. Each time I meet you, there's always something new. I also need to catch up with you guys. You keep on moving so fast. And the highlight of the day, we will actually be introducing Jin Wong as our presenter. I know Jin very briefly over these few months, and find that she's a super smart person, actually. First class honors all the way. And then if you have kids, be like her, go and apply for PTN loan, When you have first class honors, you don't need to pay back. It's be converted into a scholarship. And I just did that yesterday. It's really fantastic. Okay, Jin, over to you. Please share with us this exciting platform that you have.
Thank you. All right. Thank you so much for a very nice welcome. Hi, everyone, the listeners here as well, or anyone that's doing this live or pre-recorded. I'm Jin. So I'm heading the product for Kiple in various sectors, and our main sectors is really on education, schools and universities and so forth. So I would like to then share my screen now. I'm so sorry.
Ken?
Yeah, can you see my screen? Oh, okay, I need to press share.
Yep.
Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, right. So, all right, coincidentally, today is also another start of CMCO for different states and sectors. And as you can see also, every one of us are working from home. My kid is running around also as well after his online class. I think due to this pandemic, the schools and universities, of course, once again are required to close. And I think there are a lot of uncertainties around running around here. But most possibly what we can do now is really to prepare for the future, which is going towards a pure digital and cashless school. And this is what we are trying to bring to you today with our Kiple technologies, how we are thriving or pushing through schools, not only schools, even on tertiary. So no matter how uncertain the pandemic has played on for us, I think this sector really requires not only support from us, support from the government, support from the school management team, support from everyone. Because herein lies within the school grounds, your future CEOs or your entrepreneurs, or maybe the next biochemist who can maybe find more cures for greater pandemics later on. So that's why today Kiple has everything to give for education. And while we bring up the pandemic so often, and it's very bleak as how it might sound, right? There are still some primary things that shed some lights. And this might not be positive sometimes in nature, but there are some things that we can learn, especially when we're within the education services sector. Number one is we are still not ready for a pure digital education now, right? In terms of facilities or connection lines or even on online education content. So definitely there is room to grow in this context. Contact tracing, of course, relies on the responsibilities of a particular individual. There's so much more you can control someone to tell them that social distancing is very important. But how do then small kids and children know the importance of social distancing and the rules behind this? It's also a very important education for them to be in front of technology. And thirdly, most importantly, when some things like this happen, the reliance of technology is tremendously growing. when there is something that we need to then communicate as humans, right? Technology will then come and help us. So it's very important that there are always three things within the education sector we must focus on. Number one is to keep the school grounds safe. And this is what we've invested on, the thermal scanning and attendance tracking, and which facilitate the schools and also facilitate children as small as the early years. The second part is promoting the use of cashless payments, because the reduction of anything that's contactless within the school grounds, and especially exposed to younger children, is very important. So whether it's online or offline, promoting cashless payments is always our mandate, and it has been our mandate for a very, very long time. And the third part is, of course, investing in technologies like the digital school and learning programs that will then cater for educators and those students. And this is something that it's actually a progressive journey that even Kiple itself is learning. And what we're learning is not just putting technologies up front for people to use. I think it's more of how we can adjust technologies to different types of age segments. So the first part is the epidemic response. So most importantly, the design of digital and cashless schools, we looked at five core pillars. Very important core pillars is number one, everything you do within school grounds has to go through registration and tracking. The second part is any response mechanism to stop any disease outbreak from happening. The third part is communication in all forms, whether it's an app or whether it's a web or whether it's pure communication lines. So communication on all relevant parties, definitely from teachers to educators to parents to students and even to the staff itself. The fourth part is, of course, cashless. Cashless in any means where transactions can then be reduced, and the passing of cash mechanism should then not be transferred from one hand to another hand now, but it must and can be done electronically. And of course, cashless ecosystem in itself has to be mandated by a lot of people who believe and ensure that these efforts go forth. And of course, lastly is the usage of data to understand what is happening around the entire ecosystem on education and schools. So what I want to start off first also very quickly is then a video. It might look a little bit laggy or so. You can also find our video on our YouTube channel. But this is our vision of how we promote safe and cashless schools. So this is our pilot school, the first school to started off doing everything from thermal scanning. And it's very amazing that sometimes technology is how places like government schools actually embraces technology. So very importantly, not only the teachers learn, the children also learn about facial recognition. And they were the first one who piloted the cashless system just using Face ID. Okay, I continue on. What do I shift? So yeah. So as you see from the video, our vision in context of school is to ensure from the visitor entrance, the student entrance, up to the dining hall, and also the classrooms are basically contactless, digital, and it can serve as an area for us to learn, but which is safe. So if you look at this, the thermal scanning, and just to drill down deeper into this, so in alignment to our CSR initiative with your BSM partner, our partner, this is really the FR thermal scanner that you can apply both indoor and outdoor. It's of course engineered to be adjustable to suit school children. So at first we do have a static stand, but when we learned that school children are shorter in general, so we had an adjustable stand for them. And the FR algorithm is tweaked also for high accuracy and speed, because school children, their face itself, it's smaller in nature and not really well defined. So we did a lot of learning algorithm in putting pilot schools to actually learn about children faces. And of course, like what Mike have said, this includes mass detection and also high fever alerts. So this is also this another video that I would like to show you where we actually put our device into early years schools. So SJK Puchong is the first school where we actually put our FR thermal for younger kids for their early school programs, like kindergartens. So they're actually very miniature. That's why the FR thermal is actually adjustable for them and to keep them safe. So during the onboarding of the facial thermal scan for these schools, we had to, of course, teach the kids. We have to onboard the teachers as well, and also do a lot of assistance to ensure that they know how to operate thermal scan. Okay, so that's two use case here. And let me go to the next one. So then brings us forth to digital communication and cashless school. So our envision of a pure digital school starts with all three areas. Number one, a pure cashless community, where not only you look at cashless canteens, but you look at student allowances programs, bookstores, fees payment, school service payment, or even extra class booking within the cashless community. The other part is, of course, school administration. School administration looks at thermal scanning, anyone that goes into the school, visitor management, staff attendance also as well, or anything regarding broadcasting of news and monitoring of students. The last part, it's around digital school, where we look into e-attendance, parents-teacher scheduling, any digital forms or retrieval of messages, and the last part would then be content. So how this works out is we do have a parent app that allows parents to register also their schools and also have their profile, and also know primarily what's the status within the school. The students itself also would have a student QR, so you can use it or print it out on student cards so that they can use it for any access within the school grounds, and that is definitely traceable. This app itself would have then a portal and features for teachers for them to push in alerts, news, or information. Also surveys and forms for parents that the parents and teachers can communicate with each other. So the FR thermal device comes actually with a software, like what Keith and Matt has said, and that is an automated tracking of the attendance within the system. and we would have the student profile and the class also as well inside to ensure when they check in into the school and when they check out in the school, and also the temperature recorded at that point in time. The parents and teachers app also allows other payments, of course, a phone directory if they would like to call whoever is within the school that they want to contact for any emergency, and also they can actually pay any school fees or bills in within the particular app, and view any news and events that's happening within the school. So parents would also know what are the activities happening in within. Of course, lastly, what we do have also digital and secure forms. So if there's any forms that requires parents to fill up or even visitors to fill up, this can be customized, and they can actually fill it up directly via a website or actually also via the phone. The other more engaging stuff is actually pre-order meals. So within the app and within the mart, they can be, this is actually a list of school items or materials that can be published, and the parents can actually buy pre-order meals either by term or day or actually month, and also do the transactions or payments online. And then the merchants itself, the school canteen merchants, will actually get a list of all the orders and do the school food distribution to the particular classes, actually to the school. So other than that, with our partnership with UBSM also, we also are able to list down what are the books that is required for the school year that they can buy instantly. So if your child is registered within Kiple Life, you can choose the school year, the school term, and purchase the book directly and delivered directly to your house before the school starts. So you can actually pay online. Of course, the last emerging technology we're trying to put into school is actually FR cashless payment, as you have seen. So if you pre-order meals within the app or school credits, currently, of course, the canteen operators within the school, they are getting limited students coming into the canteen, and some of them actually eat in class. But when we go back and commence the normal school period and time, the FR terminal serves as a device for the children to come and collect their food, or actually purchase or buy food within the canteen with just their face as an ID. So that's pretty much all about school. And then I think later on you can ask any questions regarding that. But I would also like to talk a little bit about university. University was the first sector within education services that we have digitized. UUM in Kedah being the first university onboarding to us. Now it doesn't serve too big a change within school and universities. It's just that for university, the students itself, they're more independent. They're dependent on maybe their parents' payment to them, or actually to aids distribution to them, or student allowances. But they themselves hold the control over what they want to buy and what they want to do within the school. So that's why the cashless committee is designed for university students to perform cashless activities within the school or also outside, and also do or perform any university services within an online space, whether it is a donation giving, facilities and room booking, or even any other payment as such. So for university, our proposition in university is a little bit more different, because within the app for universities, they can co-brand the badge within the university. and also own their own banner, which they can promote to, because these students, they are they can, and they know what is relevant to them already. And of course, they also do have a virtualization, a virtual student and member card that they can use for any other privileges. So for student undergraduate years, we focused on creating a student cashless community, and also digitizing the universities and fees and payments of loans within the school ecosystem. And also the last part, we also invest on extending education services to create more fintech masterminds, because Kiple is within the fintech sector, more on how best is to spend wisely, how best to save wisely, or also how best to know how to invest later in the future for older students. So this is the last video that I'm playing here, and this is just an introduction of how we actually bring cashless into university campus.
Dengan countdown 1, 2, 3.
Okay, so that's the last video that I have. And I just want to put a keynote here that to drive anything else within the education sector, and I guess everyone here would know, whether it's digital, whether it's cashless, whether it's safe or unsecure schools, I think it's a collaborative effort between the technology partner, our partner like UBSM, and also the school management team. And as you see from the UM video, right, from the start to the end, they have given a lot of support and work to actually push towards a pure digital and cashless campus. So with that, I end my presentation. Keith, I would like to pass it back to you.
Okay.
All right, thanks.
Thank you so much, Jin, for sharing with us. I think it's pretty interesting. You can actually unshare your screen already so that we can see everybody there. And I will probably have a Q&A session at the present moment. Okay, fantastic. The things that actually our international school and private school students, they are pretty mature, you know. And then compared to our time, right, they are doing much more stuff at an earlier age than what we used to do. So actually, even we have implemented the system successfully in the university, right, I don't think it's much of a problem for the private and international school to catch up and to use it anyway, because they have been using quite a lot of stuff. I mean, for instance, just the lectures and the lessons that we're doing now, almost every one of our school partners already, almost they can do 100% online if they really choose to. All right. But of course, everybody loves to go to school and interact with our classmates. It's more than just a building alone, but the actual interaction that matters a lot. So I think timing is really fantastic. Now, I do have several questions that have been asked by the audience here, and I've actually jotted down some of these questions, and probably I'll direct the questions to either Mike or Jean to answer. Now, the things that the first question they asked, how does school apply to this program, and what's the terms and condition for school to adhere to? Mike, will you answer the question?
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Keith. I guess the program is the joint program together with UBSM. So what we do is that we will provide the application form, and from the application form itself, we will do the so-called review together with UBSM. And within a week time, then probably we will announce the the results of the application, whether it's successful or whether there's some other things that we need to find out further before the approval. Yeah.
Okay. Terence, will you be sharing the form in the chat group later?
I can share it now if you want.
Yeah, you can share the form so that they can actually download the form and fill up and pass back to me. Either send it to keith@ubsm.com.my or Abby, ABBY, @ubsm.com.my. So we will compile the whole thing, and our board and Kiple Live board will sit together and decide which are the schools that we will give it to. All right. Now the thing is that for those of you who have registered, what I'll do is that I'll also send you a copy if it's not convenient for you to download on the chat app over here. All right. Just ask me. I'll send you another copy if you want to. All right. The other thing is that they were asking how many units of facial recognition thermal will the school receive? Because some schools say my school is really huge. It's not like other school is much smaller. So the thing is that will you be providing just one or providing more than one actually, Mike?
Yeah, I guess because we talk about digitizing the school, one of the key function and features that we think that can help the school to ease the operations is basically to use it for school attendance. So with that objective in mind, so what we are thinking is that definitely if for bigger compound schools will require more than one device. So what our advice is that we will do a site survey for those approved schools. So what we do is that we do a site survey and we understand the condition of the school. Then we will work together with you to decide how many units require for different schools and different setup.
Okay, that's fair
more
enough.
than one unit. Yeah.
Okay, I mean, of course, if the school is really huge, right? With a huge primary and secondary, we may need two entrances for them. Because under our MOE ruling, right, the secondary and primary school should not mix, and they need to have separate entrance for primary and secondary, actually. All right. Okay. The other thing is that the facial recognition thermal comes along with a software system subscription for an end-to-end digital experience. Does school under this CSR program require to pay for it, or is it going to be free at least for a few years before thinking about the effectiveness of the program and adopting it for a long term?
Yeah, I guess what happened is that because of for this CSR program, we plan to actually put in the first 2 year subscription into this CSR program as part of the program that they get to use it for 2 years. Subsequent after the second year, what happened is that we will give a preference rate for those schools that within this program itself on an annual fee of only 800 ringgit. So that is the subsequent charges for the software or the solutions that we are providing to school. That is only on 800 ringgit per annum subscription.
Actually, quite fair, considering the whole school, right? And and it doesn't only comes with just the facial recognition, but you have a whole array of technology stuff and a platform and stuff like that. I'm sure in 2 years in the technology age, so many more new stuff will be in the system lah. And probably by the time you may not even charge us anyhow. I'm not sure. But we will surface. All right, we'll surface. Now the other thing is that after the installation of the facial recognition thermal hardware, the device, right? Does the device belongs to the school?
Yes.
Or do we need to return to you?
Yes.
Yes, Mike.
No, I'm saying yes, the answer, which means that as when we selected the school, number of units for that particular school itself, we install, and that will so-called ownership will transfer and belongs to the school itself. So under this program itself, yeah, because you are paying for it, Keith.
Okay, it costs us a bomb, right? But we'll serve first, right? Because the things that some of the schools say, you told me earlier I paid 35,000 for it already, and now you and them going to give it free away. So anyway, we'll serve first, and we'll bless the school and our school partners as well. I mean, thank you for joining effort with us to do this, right? So we'll foot the bill. All right. Now the thing is that what if the school need to install additional units of the facial recognition thermal, or sometimes the boss of the school may find it so good, right, that he may want to install one in his own house, so that when the staff visit or submit report or cash or whatever, right, will that be covered under our program, or they will have to pay separate? I think maybe I have to pay separate if it's for personal use.
Yeah, if it is for the for the boss to install that at home, probably that will pay the normal price of 7,000 ringgit lah. So that is the normal price that we are selling. But anyway, in any case, say for example, if the school decided to have more units, but the usage is for school itself, we actually only charge the school at the half price of 7,000, which is at a price of 3,500 for additional units that is beyond what our CSR program together lah. So meaning to say the school only pay half of the price compared to a full price of 7,000.
Okay, that's fair enough lah. So I mean, frankly, we are not in it for making money, right? The thing is that basically we serve first, we give first, and then I mean, even if whatever they pay us cover cost is good already. But as I said from the beginning, no string attached, because we are just serving the school, and then we'll help you to get this thing up and done first, and then until you're fully satisfied, and I'm sure this will be a really, really good thing for your schools. Now, the other thing is that how long will the installation and the implementation of this thermal sensor and attendance module, how long does it take? Because the thing is that now is the best time, everybody is not in school, right? You can come to the school and install as a special security device. Nobody kacau you for these 2 weeks, right? Can it be done fast before the students come back, and we can actually issue a circular to the parents that, hey, we have something new for you guys?
Yeah, I think this probably, you're right, Keith, because of this timing, there is no students or others interruption in school if you want to do installation. The usual time for installation, it takes about from 1 to 2 weeks time. That is the usual timing. But in this case, probably, we can accelerate faster, probably within a week time, we can do that.
Okay, that's wonderful. So I will compile the list soonest for you, for those schools that are interested to participate in our CSR program. Now, with the school partaking in this initiative, the school shall allow, of course, work together with us. In the future, we will actually be any new stuff that we have, like this pioneer school that we work together, we'll keep them informed. They will always have the first priority of any new technology that you launch in the country or in this part of the globe, right? Mike, am I sure?
Yep. Rest assured that, Keith. Reason why, because of technology is still continue to have new technologies and evolution. So what we committed to do is that as when there are new technology and even some new new features that we able to add into the system. We really want to also provide that to those participating schools, so that everybody can get to enjoy, you know, the latest technology from us. That helps, whether from operations, from the experience, and part of the you know, digitization of the school activities. So we really love and want to do that.
Okay, that's very good. The thing is that I know we are giving away the hardware and the system to the schools, but the thing is that what are the basic stuff we want the school to prepare so that they will be all ready when we go there, so we don't waste another time or go another trip as such. What are the basic stuff, like something that need to prepare for us, like maybe they need power socket or something like that, or stuff. Can you tell us a little bit more?
Yeah, I think the device itself, from hardware perspective, it requires power. So definitely at the locations that we place the scanner, it has to be power supply, power socket, number one, and number two, preferably if you're able to connect it to internet, whether via Wi-Fi or via LAN cable, that would be good. Reason why, because all those data, as when anybody scan from the device itself, we're able to sync it real time back to the cloud system, so that the admin or parents or the management able to have real time information of you know, how many people has went in, what are the body temperature, and so on and so forth. So all that is important, meaning to say the first two criteria or requirements will be power supply, internet connection, and preferably in the place or locations that is sheltered, you know, the usual stuff like flat, dry, you know, there is not so-called dry surface and so on. So those are the three things that, you know, basically what is required to install the device.
Yeah, I think fair enough. I mean, these are basic safety. That means keep in a safe environment, and so that everybody can scan in comfort basically . All right, and then I'm sure this is like the Internet of Things that the internet is part of our life really, and we can't really escape. And then later on, we can actually, the school will gather all the big data and consumer behavior and so on and so forth, and they understand their students and their customer better. Okay, now I would like to open the floor to all our participants. If you have any questions to ask, you may send it on the chat group, on the chat window, or you can just unmute yourself and ask the question. Anybody have any questions? Feel free to just ask. Anyone?
Don't be shy.
Yep. Or we are so well planned, right, that you all the questions already answered, right? Hi, Catherine. You have anything to ask us? Using phone for paying. Just a moment. Catherine was asking, how about school with no phone policy? That means the school doesn't allow students to use phone in the school.
Yeah.
How do we do that?
Correct. So that is the beauty of because we also understand some of the especially the primary and secondary school at this moment there's no phone allowed in school. So that's why one of the solutions that we are saying, we want to provide the cashless school via face recognition. So what it means is that, you know, your face now, it becomes the method for you to make payment in the whether canteen, whether bookstores, or whether any fees that you need to pay within the school compound. So what it does is that you require a face terminal at those places. Take example of canteen. If you want to do a purchase and make a payment to the canteen operator, so what you do is that you select your item, and the canteen operator will key in the systems says that how much to collect, then you will just scan your face, I mean the student, hence that payment made via any contact to the canteen operators. So that is the contactless cashless environment that we tried to build for all the schools in Malaysia.
Well, actually, come to think of it, it's really cool, right? The thing is that you see sometimes, right, during lunchtime we go out for lunch, and then we gotta pull the phone out lah, scan the My Sejahtera lah, and this and that lah. And then sometimes when I go to a canteen, my hands are full with food already. Also don't know what to do. I think your system is really cool. That means by holding the tray, right, I just scan my face only. I paid already. My face is my deed or my authority already, you know. So I think it's really, really cool. The other thing is that I understand that, Mike, I have a question myself that some of the schools have asked me. They said that in the university, right, you even have a scanner system where you do about 3 million tests where the cars that enter the school, right, you already have the scanner to scan the number plates in the shopping complex. Many schools are asking me because parents come in, the cars, the number plate, and then whether they should charge parking, whether it's free parking, whether the director's parking can go into the special parking lot. Can you share a little bit about the Kiple Park with us? Because some schools asked me just now, actually.
I see. Yeah, that's great, Keith. One of the solutions that we actually developed is actually the AI license plate recognition. So what it does is that we're able to recognize the car plate number using cameras. So take example of if the person car plate has been registered into the system. So what they do is that when they drive in to the entry barrier gate, the cameras will detect the car plate. Then it knows that whether it's a registered person, it could be the staff inside the building, it could be a visitor that has pre-registered the car plate. So once the camera detected is the registered valid car plate, then the barrier gate can raise up. So with that, raising up the barricades, what it means is if there is a charges required to collect from the parking itself, that can also pay via our, whether from the apps itself, or it can pay via the kiosk that had installed in that particular location. Take example, if universities or schools want to collect parking fee, for example, for people that are visiting to their compound, they can actually set up 2 barricades with our license plate recognition. Then for the staff, they can go in and out seamlessly without even need to touch the card or touch the any of the so-called, normally people will use the card system if you are a staff to the premise, right? So they don't have to now, they just detect the car plate, the barricades will open, they can go in and out. For those people that is required to make a payment, they can come in and make payment whether from the app itself, or they can actually pay via the kiosk that installed in the particular location. So it's very interesting, and we have installed quite a lot of places that with this license plate recognition, whether from residential to commercial building as well, to a lot of offices especially. Reason why, because they want to use that to minimize a lot of so-called fraudulence in parking itself, especially the cash management.
Well, that's wonderful. And I also heard that even for condominiums, you have a scanner. I mean, I was thinking in the school, right, like regular vendors that the guy would deliver bread to my school every day. So once they recorded the system, right, we recorded the face, right, so the people who are regular visitors don't need to keep on re-registering and refilling a form every day, every time they come into the school. Because sometimes now we go to a school, right, we got to fill a 6-page form, you know, on the phone before we enter. And the guys at the back are thinking, wow, crazy, this fellow newcomer and stuff like that. But then if you have the system from the guardhouse itself, it can scan the visitors, and then all the data of the visitor is all there already. Whether he's a full face or using a mask, you have done that already. I think I heard about your system where even if you're wearing a mask, it can actually detect the top part of the face super accurately. Am I right to say that, Mike?
Yeah, you're right, Keith. Reason why, because of face recognition technology basically detects 240 points from our face as the data points to recognize a person. So what we do is that we actually tweak the system a little bit by putting in, if you cover your face with mask, take example of covering almost half of our face, so the system will still able to detect you as you lah. So in any case that, you know, the accuracy might not be as good as the full face if you put on the mask. So in any case that, you know, if you've got problem getting in, detecting yourself if you're a registered person with mask, so what you do is that you just need to move a little down, show your nose. Then you can be able to detect. So that is the wonderful thing about using face recognition and AI combining together. We have all those solutions, and we are deployed in many others different locations for different use cases, whether in schools, in hotels, in you know, some of the factories, and so on and so forth. So it's been very successfully used in a lot of places.
I also understand that I think one of the staff did share with me that your scanners and some of the cameras are so powerful in the schools that even there's little light, right? Like students coming in very early at 6 a.m. where the sun haven't really risen yet, right? They can still scan the face. And your partners actually can use the scanner to catch all the criminal in a rock concert by the super camera. Wow, this is really amazing actually. Welcome to the new world. Huh?
This is the new norm, Keith.
Yeah, it's really, really cool. I learn a lot each time we catch up actually. And thank you for this session. I think there isn't any more questions, and we try to keep the session sharp to not more than an hour. So now it's exactly 5 p.m. So I don't think there's any other questions. So again, as I said, for those of you who would like to get this hardware, just let me know. Either send an email to keith@ubsm.com.my, or you can also send me a WhatsApp on my mobile phone, 012-214-6838, and I'll get everything fixed for you. All right. I think I know most of you would have dealt with my staff. The things, do contact us so that we can help implement for your school as soon as possible. All right. Jean, anything else to add?
No, not from my side, but I think someone asked how do they forward the forms?
Okay.
How do you respond to the form, is it, Serena?
My phone 012-214-6838, and once you fill up the form from the Google Drive, you just email it to me, and I'll get it processed for you with the committee from Kiple. So just copy my mobile number and I just send it to Agnes and not to everyone. I'll do it again. Okay, that's my email. And that's my mobile. All right. So thank you, everyone. Jean, anything else to add?
No, I'm fine. Thank you for the session.
Okay, guys. Thank you so much. We will end the session then. Thank you. Take good care of yourself.
Thank you, everyone.
Stay safe. Stay safe. Take care, everyone.
Bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.